Well,
Did you read Hate Inc.?
Who?
Hate Inc., Matt Taibbi's book. He's basically saying that Rachel Maddow has become Bill O'Reilly.
No.
It's basically the same thing. He's basically saying that.
But she's not even there anymore, is she?
Rachel Maddow? I believe she's occasionally there.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, she just interviewed Hillary Clinton. I believe that was MSNBC, was it? I think she's just got a different position now. She's probably got burnt out.
Right.
Slewing propaganda is hard on the back. You know, always digging and
Well, I mean, Rachel Maddow's smart.
Very smart.
Yeah, okay. And again, I think it's not that they're unaware of some of these other perspectives. They just don't want to burden their audience with it.
Well, she was one of the biggest purveyors of actual real misinformation during the pandemic, because she was one of the people telling people, if you get this shot, you will not get COVID. The virus stops with you, and we can go back to normal. They had already known.
Well, everybody was saying that.
Well, she was saying it like very openly and in ways that are absolutely incorrect.
I mean, that's what Biden said.
Yeah.
Get the shot and you'll be okay.
Yeah. She was saying it worse than him. Literally, but she's smarter and younger, and also has access to the studies. One of the people in the first Pfizer study died from COVID. One of the people that got the virus died. 2 people in the placebo group died. That is literally where they came up with the term 100% effective. Do you know that?
No.
Because 2 is 100% more than 1. I didn't believe that. I said that's bullshit. And then Robert Kennedy Jr. sent me an email with like the actual studies. And I read it and I was like, holy shit. They can do that? Like they can that's just a lie. That's not 100%.
Right.
That's like whatever the percentage is, you get 2,000 people, one of them's dead, that's that percentage. Like that's the real percentage. Like it's not 100%. That's crazy.
I mean, what about the way they demonize the ivermectin thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a drug, not a politician.
Right.
I mean, why something like that would ever become politicized, especially a drug that I believe when it first came out in 2015, was it? I think it won the Nobel Prize, the guy?
Yes.
Okay. I think it wiped out some disease in Africa.
Yellow fever.
Yellow fever.
It's an anti-parasitic, but it stops viral replication in vitro. It does have some sort of an effect, and I'm actually going to have a debate about it with this scientist and another guy who doesn't believe in it. It's a fascinating thing because
it's like getting mad at aspirin.
Right.
It's like if it works for you, and it plainly works for some people and works on a lot of things, I just don't understand that mentality.
Well, you know why they did it, right?
Well, I mean, it certainly was important if you wanted to create a monopoly for the vaccine.
Well, not just a monopoly, but the Emergency Use Authorization Act. In order to utilize the Emergency Use Authorization, they had to have no other remedies. There was no other effective treatment. And so any effective treatment, specifically one that was at the time, COVID or ivermectin rather had been around long enough that it was generic. So no one owned the patent on it. So anyone can manufacture it. And it was like 7 cents a dose. It's nothing. It costs nothing.
Well, we can't have that.
We can't have that.
No.
And that's also why they tried to discourage and then eventually suppress people from getting monoclonal antibodies. They didn't want any sort of way that you could get over this without taking their medicine.
I find it so curious that liberals were always, so skeptical about corporate America, including the pharmaceutical industry. But this thing came along, and suddenly, and it wasn't as if we didn't just have a giant example, the Sackler family of Purdue Pharmaceuticals, right? Makers of OxyContin and other fine poisons. Okay, I mean, they were fined, what was it, $8 billion, I think, for selling their hillbilly heroin to people, knowing that they were hooking people, and they wound up killing hundreds of thousands of people.
At least.
So it's not that we don't know that they're capable of this shit.
Right.
So to throw your lot in, and then for the media to be basically the the trumpet of government on this issue. So we didn't have a watchdog on government and what they were telling us. We just had somebody who amplified what they said.
Right.
That's extremely dangerous.
Have